Hey guys, welcome to Vlogmas Day 10. Crazy. How are we feeling about this top? It's cute, but the button keeps coming undone, and I'm scared I'm gonna flash someone. Advent calendar time. See what I mean? It's like, you can, oh, see, that's what I mean. The button is undone. Advent calendar yesterday, I made my prediction that it's going to be a like powder puff today. But it's kind of like a skinnier box, so I don't know. Oh, it's not looking powder puff shaped. What is it? Hello? Sweet glow drops. Blush drops? Cute. It feels like a lip gloss. Oh my god. Just got attacked, so. Ooh, very shiny. Very shimmery. Not very pigmented when you like fully blend it out, but gives a nice like sheen to my hand. Gonna give a nice sheen to the table as well because it's just in there. I might have to. Should we just make my hands really glittery? Why not? Become like a unicorn. Very hydrating though, it feels like. Again, not very pigmented. I don't know if it's more pigmented if you just like blend it into one, but it doesn't really dry down very easily. It feels very like sticky kind of consistency. This is just going to be in the table forever now. But it's nice. It's a nice little like glow. I'm fully just going to become glittery today. I don't even care. I've got work later. I'm going to be glittery anyways. Cute. I do like it. It's just like a little like sheen. I feel like it would be nice on like a night out to maybe put some like on like my collarbone or something. But I would say it's not really blush. It's more of just like a highlight, like a blush topper. But then I wouldn't want to put it over powder. So I don't know. But it's cute. I like it. That was a very quick advent calendar opening session, wasn't it? I feel like, oh, I don't know. I always like stress about getting the little indents in the right place. But yeah, no, it is cute. I feel like one of them like 2015 beauty girlies. So yeah, matcha time. Because I wasn't made for matcha, but I did get yesterday at work. I got a little pink matcha bowl, so I can actually have a proper. That is my hair. Anyways, but yeah, cute. And I also got a little apron, which I do not need to be wearing now, but I feel like it's so cute. It's pink and it's got cherries on it. Because I've been wanting an apron for ages. If you watched like any of my baking videos, I was saying like I wanted a cute little apron to wear whilst I'm baking, but we haven't had any cute ones in at work. But we got that, and I sold it to a customer, like the final customer I served before I clocked out, immediately ran to where the like aprons and tea towels are. I was like, I need this. They actually had some really cute ones in today, or yesterday even. There was like a pink one with swans. So go check out Home Sense, I guess. But I'm gonna make my matcha in my cutesy little thing. This is the age-old problem of me propping you up over here. I can never really get you to be able to see both me and the table. I feel like that's the best we're gonna get, but I'm gonna be kind of cropped out a bit. Matcha powder. Teaspoon of whisk. I've just realised I'm not going to be able to, because I normally just like put it in a mug and then like I know how much water's in the mug. Maybe I'm going to have to get my mug out just so I can like measure the hot water. I always just use the hot tap because you're supposed to use hot water but not like boiling. So I just do that. And I do like a teaspoon. That was quite a lot actually. Maybe we'll do a little bit less than that. It was like a flat teaspoon. Because I'm using a smaller glass today, I'm going to have it in my cute little gingerbread glass. So yeah, and then I just pour in the water. I want to try doing like the paste where you like put a little bit in first and then, well, I feel like I've tried it before and it didn't really work. So I don't know why the Somerset is like proper coming out today. Don't judge me, okay? I feel like it probably works better if you've got the actual whisk, which I did have one, but I didn't store it properly and it got mouldy, and I'm not using that. So now I feel like I want to put my apron on so that if it like splashes. Here we go. I'm going to add more water. We'll leave it like that because I put quite a lot actually. Okay. I'm going to finish making my matcha and then we'll get back to you. I need to put some syrup in it. Let's put some vanilla. I have still got some blueberry syrup, so let's add some of that into it. Like sweetness. You're gonna have to rest on the oat milk carton. I made my blueberry syrup too thick last time and it doesn't like pumping out. Like, I get like 2 drops, so I just have to pour it. We're back baby. I'm gonna put more blueberry in it because I just love blueberry. Sorry guys. There we go. So yeah, I don't know what I want to do today. I did get a new journal. So I want to start doing my like 2026 vision board kind of vibe. I also low-key want to go have a mooch around Asda. But I feel like I've been going to Asda so much that I know what's there. But I feel like going to have a mooch around the shop. But then also every time I leave the house I seem to spend too much money, so maybe not. Okay, so we're in bed. I feel like I'm going to have to do a bit of like I don't really know. I feel more cozy and I thought we'd go through what I'm planning to be my 2026 journaling system, because for 2025 I had a similar vibe. I had my junk journal, which is over here. I'm very, very full, and the year's not even finished yet. And I also had a planner, and then I did have like a journal that I was like writing in, but I'm gonna be so real with you. I've been slacking on just like writing down my thoughts, journaling, but I really want to actually do better. So when I got I want to say it was the November Vogue, they had like the little free diaries. I got this one, and it is obviously supposed to be just like a diary to like write, or like a planner kind of diary. I want to use this as a like journaling diary, like you know when you were little and you would maybe it was just me, I had a little diary that every night before I went to bed I would like write about my day. This is what I want that to be instead of like a planner. I have got a planner. This is my planner. Again, got it from HomeSense because staff discount is like coming in clutch. But it's so cute. It's blue, which I feel like it's kind of a vibe. I wish they had a pink one, but I got it ages ago because I was like, I saw this and was like, okay, I don't know if there's going to be any really cute pink ones, so I'm going to get it and hope for the best. Oh my god, I'm trying to take the sticker off, like the price tag off the back, but it like won't come off. But it's actually really cute and it's got little like fruit, and one of my goals for, I feel like one of my New Year's resolutions every year is to eat healthier, and I like never do it. But I actually do really want to try. So, but it's cute, it's got like the year at like a glance, and then it's got a full month. This is what I really like having in a banana, like the full month at a glance, and then it's got each week individually. It's got the week along this side, and then on this side next to the week it's got notes, to-dos, a little habit tracker, gratitude, and top achievement. So I just feel like that's so cute. And then most exciting bit, my junk journal for this year. I am going to cover it in stickers. I just want to get cute stickers, but because obviously like this one, it's got the little, it's the Art University Plymouth logo and like stuff, and I feel like the beginning of each of my junk journals, it's both my junk journal slash just like scrapbook. So I always have like my vision board, my goals. I actually didn't print out my vision board this year. Maybe that was where I went wrong. Have like ins and outs. I made like a little bingo. Have I actually gone anything back off? No, but I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. I can't count. Little things checked off my bingo, so I think I want to do that again. Definitely. I've got a little thing on Pinterest of different goals I want to achieve. So yeah, a lot of it I didn't continue. The period tracker I got up to March, and then apparently I haven't had periods since then. Reading tracker, I think I gave up by like January. Yeah, a lot of this I haven't really continued, but I feel like I will. As long if I make it aesthetically pleasing, I will do it. That's my main goal. So I've printed out a bunch of like things that I want to stick in. I also on Canva made a really cute little vision board with like a little template that I'm going to stick in the front of them, and then I think for the bigger images I'm gonna get triphones. I've got a cardboard box. I'm gonna get a piece of cardboard and like lay them out as like a physical vision board, because I feel like if I then have it like everywhere I look, it's there, you know what I mean? So yeah, let's get crafting. One thing about me, I love making vision boards, like literally to a point where for a new season I will make a vision board. Just for the vibes, and I do feel like it's actually really fun to make a little like monthly, maybe not every single month, but like for new like eras. Like I had one for summer that I wanted to have fun. Obviously during A-level season for me it was really important to make sure that I like studied to my best ability and do the exams to my best ability, and I mean I ended up doing well in my A-levels. So, but yeah, I do feel like a lot of the things I had on my budget. Here's the thing, my tip for a vision board is have a couple things on there that you know are going to happen, whether it's like a trip you've already got booked, or I don't know, like a specific goal, like say you're in your final year of uni, put like a graduation photo, so that it's less of like, this is kind of like a dream that it might be a bit too far out of hand, but some bits that you look at it and you're like, okay, I know this is going to happen, the rest of it will happen. So for me, I've got a couple photos of like the Arsenal match, like at the Emirates, because I know that I'm going to an Arsenal match in January. So then for me, I see that and I'm like, okay, I'm already doing that. I've got like some things I want to get better at, like learning languages. One of my goals for this year is to reach like a B2 level in Spanish. And so I'm already learning Spanish. It's just more so motivation for me to like work and make myself a better person so that I can reach that goal. If that makes sense. I feel like I was kind of just yapping for a second. But, so I'm going to put this in the Vogue one. I don't know where to stick it because it kind of, I would do it on there, but I don't know if that's too like, can I just stick it in the middle? Maybe. Yes. Okay. So yeah, these ones are made on Canva, and then the rest of it I just put a bunch of photos onto like a little PowerPoint and printed it out. But like I said, if I make it aesthetically pleasing, I will look at it. I also saw people putting it as their lock screen on like their phone, which I feel like is a really good idea. That can go up there. How do I make sure this is even? Okay, that's cute. So like first thing I open it and I see my vision board. Cutesy. I feel like that's going to be that for that one because obviously it's like diary entries. So that's going to go over there. I've got another one for my planner that I don't know where I'm going to stick this one. Can it fit at the bottom, like underneath the little this planner belongs to? Not very well. Maybe if I just stick it on the very front page. Because I don't really take this out of the house. That's my thing. So why do I need the like this planner belongs to thing? Because no, I don't think so. There we go. Cutesy. Okay. Boom! There we go. So every time I open any of my planners or like diaries, I'm going to see it. I might print off another one to put in the front. I don't know if I want to put like, because obviously these are very big, so I'm not going to be able to fit many images. I might just get some of the smaller ones and then use the bigger ones because I can always reprint them. Or do I just print another one of the little mini ones? I feel like I need to do a little opening page as well. What did I have in the opening of last year's? Oh, it's just my name and then I open. Okay. Well, I feel like I keep seeing people do like they put a photo of their like younger selves on the front page. And I do feel like that's really cute, so I might do that. And then this is actually a sketchbook, so the paper is like such good quality. And it's pink, so it's cute. So that's gonna have like my little baby self and my name. 2026, like cutesy little thing. And then the vision board's gonna be on this like double page spread. Great. So we're just gonna cut out this. Let me know in the comments also what you guys like goals after the year. I don't know, I forgot the word. So that we can all like keep each other accountable. And yeah, just stay on track. Okay, I might cut out these like individually and then get back to you because otherwise I'm just gonna be sat here basically chatting out my arse. I have cut out a load of the images that kind of all just resting on my planner. I've also made the little vision board to go in there. I'm just have some gaps. I think I'm just going to put some like stickers or something in between. And I've got a piece of cardboard and I've covered it in Christmas wrapping paper because I didn't have any paper that was like pretty colours, and so I just thought print Christmas wrapping paper. It's going to get covered up anyways, but it's just in the back, like if there's like little gaps in between any of the photos, so that it's not just brown cardboard. And also I feel like it makes it a little bit more sturdy, just to have more layers on there. So I'm just going to start to arrange like all of the images, despite them falling off. I think I'm going to start with the big ones and then like fill in the gaps with the smaller ones, if that makes sense. So I'm just trying to like separate. I printed out an extra sheet of like a load of different affirmations. So I've got like, I always end up in cool places doing cool things. My family is safe, happy and healthy, because that's really important to me. The universe is on my side. I've got like, I really want to prioritise friendships in 2026, especially because I'm going to uni in September, and I obviously want to have like good friendships, and so I've got it's easy for me to make new friends. And then I've also, what was the other one? Oh, I'm a magnet for amazing friendships. And yeah, and then I'm just gonna like fill in the gaps with the other ones. But I really want this vision board especially to prioritise affirmations and just like, I don't know what, so I can see it and read it and like repeat it. So yeah. So one of my goals for 2025 was to reach 200 subscribers. We are not at 200 subscribers, so please, pretty please subscribe to make me happy. But yeah, so, and also follow me on TikTok while you're at it. My TikTok is always in the description. Also, yeah, like I said, content creation is a big thing for me. I think, I don't know, I'm inspired by a lot of people like Madeline Argy and stuff, who I feel like I'm on a similar vibe of growing up. I've never been the first choice in a friendship. I've always grown up being sort of the left out one. There was one video that she was talking about how when she was in school and like teachers would say get into pairs, she'd always be just like looking around and be the odd one out. And that like hit so hard for me, because I remember I have this one distinct memory of when I was in primary school, which like at like autumn and Christmas and Easter and stuff, we'd walk down to the local church, because I went to a Church of England primary school, and I remember like in the church we'd go and sing like hymns to our parents and stuff, but I remember they'd always like obviously say get into pairs to go and walk to the church. And like I said, I was never the first choice. I had a best friend, but I wasn't her best friend, if that makes sense. Like she would always pick someone else, and so I knew anytime we'd have to like get into pairs for walking, anytime when we'd go and do like swimming lessons and we'd have to sit, or like just any school trip, we'd sit on the coach, I would always hope and pray it was this one specific type of coach that would have 3 seats next to each other, because that was the only way I was getting to sit with my friends. If not, I'd literally end up sitting with the teacher. I was that loser that was like, I would just have no one else to talk to, and so yeah, I'd be sat with fucking teacher, which was not fun. Especially because then they'd kind of pay me and be like, so Anna, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know, dude. I want to be able to sit at the back of the coach and be able to go on my phone and eat sweets without getting told off by teachers like everyone else, but I fucking couldn't. And I think for me, like having undiagnosed autism growing up was a big part of that. Just, I don't really know, like I could never fully grasp the social settings, and I think looking back, a lot of the times that I thought I had friendships that were true, looking back I'm now like, oh my god, they treated me like shit and I just didn't even notice. So yeah, I mean, because also there's a lot of times that looking back I'm now like, oh my god, I actually got bullied like so bad growing up, but most of the time I just wouldn't notice because they do it like sarcastically. And one thing about me, I don't get sarcasm most of the time, unless it's like really obvious sarcasm. So yeah, I'm now looking back and I'm like, oh my god, poor little childhood me was going through it, and I just didn't even realize. I guess it's kind of good is what that I didn't realize, because at least then like I wasn't getting physically hurt by it. But I was talking to my mum and she was like, yeah, I used to come home from school, like every time you'd come home from school crying that no one wanted to sit with you on the bus, it would like break my heart. And I was like, oh my god. But also I feel like I've also just kind of blocked a lot of it out of my memory, and it's gotten to a point now that I kind of just expect, like, I've learned to become a lot more independent because of it, because I don't know, like even now it was so like one of my friend's birthdays a couple of days ago, and when I asked before, they were like, oh, we're not really doing anything because it's like in the middle of the week, the birthday. And now I'm like, I just looked on Instagram and saw them all going on a train somewhere the other day, and I was like, oh, okay, amazing. Guess you just didn't want me there. So I feel like it kind of just, it's obviously not fun, but at the same time it's kind of motivated me to just like work hard and push myself through to like prove to myself that I can do it, and that I am, oh my god, my top, I am able to like achieve these things and have a good life without having to rely on the like approval and acceptance of other people. So yeah, that's my little 2 cents on the matter. But I don't know, it is still definitely difficult. I feel like there is still the part of me that's like, why does no one want to hang out with me? But I have like made new good friends like through college. I feel like I found myself in college. I feel like I sound one of them girls that like I found myself in Bali on a gap year, but through college I think it was so good for me to go to college. When I say college, I mean like sixth form, like 16 to 18 education, not like university. But I went to college in a different town, and that was so good for me to get out and meet other people and make genuine friendships with people that like actually care about me and that I know have my back, and like we stay in touch now, and they actually make an effort to like actually hang out with me, which is something that I've never fully had before. So it's really nice. But yeah, so that was my little yap about being a little loser, friendless girl growing up. But I feel like that's why now I like make such an effort to try and invest myself into good friendships. But I just do feel kind of sad for my little younger self. I'm like, I feel so bad. I was like, literally I would sit in my tutor's like classroom at lunchtimes and break times. I'd just sit in the back corner eating my lunch, and there was a little like 4 people that would hang out in the room, but they were like always talking to my tutor, and I never was like really involved. I would just sit there in silence just looking at my food. But then like I said, I went to college and I had good genuine friendships. Don't get me wrong, there was also some friendships I made in college that turned out were not genuine friendships, but it was a good experience in that for me they weren't friendships, like non-genuine friendships in the same way that I had in school, of like people being friends with me just to make fun of me to my face. It was more of a learning experience of like I thought we were friends when they were just kind of using me for random information, and then they'd go behind my back. And I think that's honestly, that hurt more, because to my face I'm like, sure, at least I know what you're saying about me. To find out that then someone that I trusted and called like my best friend at the time was then going around and telling everyone secrets or like trauma I had and making fun of it, and I didn't even know the jokes they were saying, was the bit that hurt more for me. And I was just like, oh damn, you actually really didn't give a shit about our friendship at all. Okay, amazing, lovely. Anyways, look how cute this is looking. I'm trying to like overlap it so that there's not as many like little gaps in between. That's why I said I was going to put the bigger ones in first and then the smaller ones in the gaps. I like how a lot of it is like experiences, and then there's just like a random thing of money. And I specifically searched up English money because I was like looking at a lot of them, but then they all had like dollars, and I was like, I don't earn money in dollars. Sorry, my paycheck is in pounds. But I am excited for 2026. I feel like 2025 felt like a learning journey for figuring out who I am. I don't see like figuring out who I am as an individual, because obviously I'm 18, I've still got a lot to learn, but like now I feel like I truly know what I want to achieve in life. And I mean, again, I'm only 18, so there will definitely be changes, but it feels nicer that I like have goals that don't rely on other people, they rely on myself. And because I feel like before, all my goals have always been like, oh, I want to, maybe not like goals, but I've just kind of set my self-worth based on the like friendships that I have, and like I'd be like, oh well, so and so didn't invite me to their party, so obviously I am just not worthy of anything in life. Whereas now, yeah, I just feel like I put a lot more emphasis on my self-worth, of how I view myself based off my own hard work and my achievements. And like I remember my top achievement or like memory of this year was that there was one week I got my A-level results. I started my first ever proper job and I passed my driving test all within the same like 7 days. And I remember just thinking like, I'm so proud of myself for the work that I've put in to get there. And I did that all by myself. I didn't have anyone helping. Well, obviously I had my driving instructor and like my teachers, but I didn't, you know what I mean? Like I put in the work and I made that possible by myself. And I'm so happy that I did. And I like know forever that like I show me for the future that I can, like if I put my mind to it, I can achieve whatever I want to achieve, as cringy as that might sound. Because I think passing my driving license like test was the biggest thing, because it took me like over a year to learn. Like I started learning to drive July of 2024 and I passed in August of 2025. Like because of my autism, and it felt like it was taking a lot longer. And I remember like I would hear people at college talk and be like, oh well, you know, I've got my driving test coming up and I've only had like 18 hours of lessons. And I was sat there like in my classroom like, oh my god, I've had like 50 hours of lessons and I'm nowhere near passing it. But I think I'm so glad that I did take the extra time, and now I am just like really proud of myself for passing it, because there were so many times that I would sit and think like, oh my god, I'm not gonna be able to do this. And there was like an era that I just hated going and having driving lessons, because I felt like I wasn't getting it at all. Whereas now I love driving. And I do honestly feel like my driving's improved a lot since I passed my test as well. Like I just got a lot more confident like independently. But yeah, I am so glad that I took the extra time and I didn't give up, because sometimes I am like with the autism, my mind's very like black and white. I feel like I've been yapping for so long. It's only been 20 minutes. But yeah, my mind can be very black and white, and so sometimes in my mind I'm like, if I don't get it on the first try, I'm giving up. Clearly I'm bad at it and I'm just not. Especially I think a lot of that's also come from growing up. I was very like academically gifted, and so I never had to really try, and I never, like I could just not revise for a test and still come out and get an A. Whereas then obviously didn't work like that forever. And so see, that's a good affirmation of like, I'm surrounded by people who uplift me. And yeah, what was I even yapping about? I don't know now. I don't know. Anyways, I also want to do some travelling. So I've got a cute little photo of a suitcase. It's like a tiny little one, but it just looks super cute and aesthetic and pretty, and I was like, oh my god. So yeah, I'm trying to, now that I'm like haven't got as much room, I'm trying to figure out what the best placement for it is to try and like fit in the gaps and stuff. Is that on a little bit taller? Yeah, it is. Okay, that's going over there. So yeah, I feel like this is why I'm not in therapy, because I will just yap, but then I'll also get really distracted by what I'm yapping about and just forget halfway through. And I have tried different talk therapies. I've been in and out of therapy since I was 11, which feels like a crazy statement to say, but like I started year 7 and my mum, I'd like come home from school crying my eyes out every day being like, I've got no friends, I can't do this. And like, she was like, you need to go talk to someone. And I was with that therapist for like the whole of year 7, going into year 8, and then COVID happened. And honestly, I think COVID was so good for me. I know like so many people hated COVID, and obviously the actual pandemic itself, very bad. Not saying I support a global pandemic, but like not having to socialise, I freaking loved it. But then coming out of COVID and having to like go back to school, I think that's what made my social anxiety so much worse. Because I mean, I didn't interact with anyone. I was like just sat at home in my desk writing out my notes, doing great, and then suddenly I'm getting thrown back into sitting in a classroom with 30 people, yappa, especially because my mum is a key worker, so, and my stepdad also was able, like, still, because he works for himself, so he was still able to like go out and just like go to his office and do work by himself. So I was at home, pretty much just home alone every single day, so I wasn't talking to anyone other than my mum and my stepdad when they came home from work. So I wasn't having any social interaction. So then going back to school, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So, but I overcame it. Still fucking hate talking to people, but I've got a lot more used to it. And like, I'm actually getting into college again. College like really helped. I was gonna say my social development, which sounds a bit weird, but it's true. Like when I started college, I was just, to be fair, I was very stressed. Going to college at the first like couple months, I was like, oh my god, I don't know anyone. What have I done? I think all of my family were expecting me to suddenly go, I can't do this, I'm gonna move to the college, I'm gonna like swap over and go to the college that's like literally 10-minute walk down the road from my house. But I stayed with it, and once I finished my A-levels, like I remember my mum just on A-level results day being so proud, but not because of my results, but because of who it, like, college made me as a person, if that makes sense. Like, I've already got that one on here. Why have I got 2? Hello? But yeah, she was like, the development that I had gone through over the 2 years of doing my A-levels was like, I would have never done that. I would never become the person I am today if it wasn't for taking that step and being brave and going to college. Because the whole reason I went to college in a different town, by the way, was because the college near me didn't do A-level fashion, which is what I've always known. Like, I wanted to go into fashion. So that's why I went to college elsewhere. But I think, you know, I could have very easily gone, oh wow, they don't do the A-level I want, I'll just choose a different subject and that'll be that. But I'm just so proud of myself, like I said, for like going and being brave and taking that leap, because obviously, like I've said about 1 billion times in this video, I'm autistic. I have quite bad social anxiety. Like, I also had I have selective mutism. So when it gets like really stressful for me and I get too overwhelmed, I just shut down. I can't talk. Also, what has been really like insightful recently is I've been having a lot of discussions with my mum about what it was like for her when I was growing up. And it makes me so sad for her that I'm like, because obviously like when I was going through it, I was just thinking, oh my god, no one wants to be my friend. However will I cope? But like hearing her like saying like, oh, you would come home from school every day and just cry and say you never wanted to go again. I was like, my mum had to do all of that on top of working like 40+ hour work weeks and raising me all by herself with no support from like my biological father. I felt so bad. I was like, Mum, like I like appreciate everything my mum does for me, but that just took it to another level. I was like, oh my god, I love her so much. She's iconic. Anyways, so there's my vision board. I've been yapping for way too long, but here's my new vision board. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff. You could just see Leonard Cohen in the back. Should I like film inside the Christmas tree? I feel like that would be cute. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. I'm off tomorrow, so I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I need to pick up my prescription and I want to go out. Like I said earlier, I want to have a little mooch around Asda. Didn't do that today, obviously, so gonna do that tomorrow. Yeah, so see you tomorrow.